Today we talk about why crackers actually are equal to chips for the purposes of fat loss, and how to get back in the gym and how to quickly get back to 100% after an injury. Hello everybody, welcome to Equals and Alternatives, episode 84. I'm your host, Mike Vacanti, and today we are reviewing Wheat Thins. Here we have the sun-dried tomato basil variety, which gives you, I mean, they're delicious, but it gives you terrible breath. Equal calorically or close calorically, 140 versus 150 calories to Pringles sour cream and onion flavored potato chips. And both serving sizes are 15 crackers and 15 chips. As you can see right here, what we're working with. If you've never had a wheat thin before. I had the idea to review this when I heard a woman talking to a child, hers presumably, about having a snack, and the kid didn't want something. Like I want to say it was a banana, or it might have been like some kind of baby food, something, but then she's like going through and, okay, well, how about wheat thins? I don't actually feel comfortable talking about nutrition for toddlers. I think it's an understudied subject, and I certainly don't have the experience of like coaching clients who are 2 and 3 years old, or researching or reading research or anything to make recommendations there. But that is what inspired the idea for this. And wheat thins are like my parents eat a lot of wheat thins, and they would almost never keep a can of Pringles in the house. So I think the cracker versus chip is pretty relevant from a snacking point of view. Now, are they exactly equal, even though the macros are pretty close? If we look at the ingredients, the number one ingredient in the Pringles is dried potatoes, and the number one ingredient in wheat thins is flour, I want to say. Whole grain flour. I don't know. I'll let other people debate that. But I just know if there are 1,000 things that are important for muscle gain, fat loss, health, that the difference in those carb types is way down there versus picking a better option, maybe a protein option, maybe a fruit option, anything else, like is way over here, right? So whether they're actually equal, I don't care. Let's jump in the alternative. The alternative is, by the way, we missed filming yesterday. If you're keeping track on this Hamptons experience, you'll know that I've been banging them out almost every weekday here. And I'll explain why in the question of the day. But for our alternative, we can rock a banana. The reason for it isn't that we're saving calories, right? Like a banana is actually a pretty carb dense and calorie dense food, meaning for a relatively small amount of food, we're getting quite a few calories compared to other fruits, berries, apples, things like that. However, yeah, they're like micronutrients. We can talk about potassium, but the real reason I like this alternative is because, in my experience, salty foods and processed foods are much easier to overeat, and just kind of like to keep going on, especially if it's in a box or a can and you don't really, like, you're not weighing out or measuring out a serving size at all. But eating one banana, you know you're eating one banana. It isn't that satisfying and like salty where you just want to keep going and have 15 of them, right? So you're less likely to overeat, and we're getting those micronutrients as well. I brought another one out just in case we want to go another route. If you don't have the carbs to play with, I really like English peas as a snack. These are Gary V's, like literally his favorite food of all time, which is super weird. When it could be like a steak or ice cream. Like, he literally loves English peas, which I actually don't know the macros off the top of my head. I should. I want to say like 3 protein, 7 carb, half a gram of fat per serving, and at least a third, maybe half of those carbs are coming from dietary fiber. So we're getting, not only is it like a fun food that you play with and it takes a while to eat, right? So it's really hard to overeat in that regard. 2, we're getting fiber, and 3, we're getting a little bit of protein, like a decent amount of tag-along protein in the vegetable. Just a great option if you don't have a ton of carbs to play with. Definitely a better option than having a banana in that situation. Question of the day is about injuries and recovering from injuries, and it's one I get a lot. It's one I literally just got today in my, someone signed up for the newsletter through the website and then replied to the initial message with an injury question. And I'm actually not going to address that. I'm going to address me yesterday, because what I did yesterday was I literally laid in bed in a dark room and I watched 8 hours of TV. Like, I watched 16 episodes of an HBO show, 2 seasons. I don't know if I've ever even done that in my life. And only got up to go eat crap, basically. Because I screwed up my neck and like trap pretty bad on the left side training yesterday, doing weighted chins. I was trying to grind out my 5th rep on my first working set of the entire day. And the question is how to deal with injury. That's more comprehensive of an answer than I'm going to go into in this video. I'm going to talk about how to get back in the gym as quickly as possible when injured in general. But let's also talk about what happened. So let's back up. Where did this start? How could I have prevented this now? And now I feel pretty good. Yesterday my range of motion on my neck was like I could only go one way, I couldn't go the other, and I couldn't really go back. I still struggle to go back and get some shooting pain up here. But here's where it started. It started at 5 o'clock when my alarm went off, when I snoozed the alarm. Like that was it. It was game over. My workout wasn't going to be as good from right there. I've talked about this many times. Put your alarm on the other side of your room. Don't do that stupid phone next to you in bed, Instagram before bed, blue light in your face, fall asleep, and then you snooze your alarm for like 4 or 5 times, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock. You're just taking away from that good deep sleep and sacrificing it for this like weird hour in the morning where you get a little bit of satisfaction each time you don't actually have to get up. That deep sleep is far more valuable. So set your alarm for the exact time you need to get up. Put it on the other side of the room, so once you're up, you're not going back in bed. I did that, but then I crawled back in bed. I took sleeping pills the night before too, trying to like reset my sleep schedule. Took Advil PM, which I kind of stand by the decision. I should have taken it earlier if I was going to do it. But that is where my day was screwed, because Gary was training at 8. I wanted to leave here at 6 o'clock, giving myself, whatever, an hour and a half for my warm-up and training session, and then 15 minutes on the back end to shower before I was training Gary. And I ended up cutting that to the point where I only had 50 or 55 minutes to get my whole warm-up and training session in. I didn't have time to wake up. Lately, I've waited 30 to 45 minutes after I wake up until I drink caffeine. So I'll slam a bunch of water first, like make sure I'm awake so I'm not relying on caffeine to wake up. Didn't do that, didn't have time to do that. Had my pre-workout and had a Monster like on my way out the door, on the way to the gym. My warm-up was rushed. I skipped on some of the thoracic mobility stuff in my warm-up. Like, everything from the moment I snoozed that alarm and got an extra 35 minutes of sleep, I was screwed. It just wasn't going to be as good of a training session. So, yeah, in hindsight, don't ever snooze your alarm. Like, that could have prevented this. Now, what am I doing? I'm a meathead, and I'm trying to get back in the gym as fast as possible. As you guys know, I'm taking my own training very seriously right now. I'm in a surplus, I'm gaining muscle, I'm gaining strength, and I'm really happy about it. So I want to be back there. I actually have 2 off days, tomorrow and Friday, and then Saturday I'm back in the gym with a chest and shoulder day. And I plan on being 100% then. I feel good about this. I iced 4 times yesterday, I've iced twice today so far. I'm going to take a hot shower before my Saturday training session. I am going to use Icy Hot, I'm going to use Advil, and I'm going to have allow myself plenty of time, have a very thorough warm-up, and hope that it feels good. Now back to I'm a meathead and I really prioritize this. For 99% of people, my clients, anyone, I wouldn't suggest this. I would say go train abs, train some lower body stuff on Saturday, push it off. You shouldn't mask the pain of an injury just to get through a workout. Like, this is really stupid. If I had a coach right now, I would probably be listening to my coach and like him telling me, no, don't do this. But part of me just wants it so bad and is so competitive with myself that, and I know myself fairly well, and I've been hurt so many times in the past. If this were very serious, I wouldn't be doing these things, but I guess those are some strategies that I'm doing that I don't recommend to get back in the gym. Normally I would say train around it completely. Like I could do some non-loaded leg stuff, like maybe holding dumbbells, do some leg stuff, do some ab stuff, but I'm just getting right after it. All right, that's it for my disheveled question of the day. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Remember, your body is still counting macros, even if you're not.